Well, that is quite the journey. I want to put a pause on sardine chat for just a second. Jenny, I don't know if I've ever asked you this question. Do you remember, was there a tipping point, a certain video that you watched that your husband was watching that finally convinced you that you wanted to try carnivore in the beginning? Like, is there something that stands out in your mind? Either maybe a person or a topic or something that was like, this finally convinced me that this wacko sounding diet was actually something that you wanted to actually try and thought could maybe even work.
Well, so I had been watching Dr. Ken Berry's videos with my husband for 6 months before I started trying it. So I don't remember a specific video per se, but I feel like through osmosis, it just kind of sunk in. And I was like, this makes sense. The glucose and the weight loss were the two things that really stuck with me because I'm a data junkie. So wearing that continuous glucose monitor and seeing what my glucose was doing, eating a healthy diet. I was following the Noom diet, which is lean protein, low fat, lots of fruits and vegetables. I was eating whole real foods. I was eating quinoa and sweet potato and lean chicken and like no fat. Very, very clean. My glucose was all over the place. So it was fascinating to me to see. So I think the frustration of not being able to lose the weight. I was almost 200 pounds when I started carnivore. And it just was not coming off eating that way, eating the healthy way. So I think that paired with like, I just wonder what this could do to my glucose. And I just wonder how much weight I could lose. That was kind of everything that came together. And I was finally just like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. As much as I love a strict carnivore diet for myself, it sounds like it worked wonders for you, worked wonders for me. The depression anxiety thing, my anxiety just kind of dropped out a few weeks on carnivore, and that was enough for me to want to continue, like you described, like do 30 days, do another 30 days, and here we are several years later. As much as I love a strict carnivore diet for myself, I also realize that like it's difficult for people. I don't believe that everybody needs a strict carnivore diet. I know you kind of feel the same way, but it's also like I have a client who is 74 years old. This woman has been doing exactly what you just described. She has been eating a good, healthy diet. She's been what she considers ketogenic for a long time. She's been making, vegetable broth and, having vegetables, very low starch, whatever. And her blood sugar has been all over the place. And she's tried a carnivore diet. It's been 6 or 7 months. And she's just that person that like magically tries carnivore. It works for her amazingly. It's easy for her to stick to it. And for the first time in her life, she's describing like my arthritis feels better in my hands. My blood sugar is in the 80s for the very first time. Like I feel amazing. It's so weird to kind of ride that line of like, I know how amazing this is. I don't believe it's for everybody, but for some people, it's awesome. So it's hard to like kind of put both of those messages out sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a spectrum, I think from strict carnivore, like the strictest lion, beef, salt, and water, all the way to low carb. I think as long as you're eating whole real foods, you're trying to avoid plants if you're eating them that have tons of pesticides. Try to eat organic when you can. Low lectin, oxalate, low phytochemicals, trying to do that. But just also experimenting on yourself. We're all bio-individual. We have different lived experiences. We live in different places, mold exposure, stress, sleep. Do you have kids or not? That's a huge one. There's so many things. So I think you need to experiment. And for her, for example, eating a ton of vegetables, still having arthritis, not feeling great, blood sugar all over the place, goes to carnivore, evens out, she's feeling better. That's an experiment. She could try to reintroduce the vegetables and see if it came back, and that would be like a definitive. And that's kind of what I advocate for. I think people should test, don't guess. You can do a Keto Mojo, you can do a CGM. They are available over the counter in the United States now. You can do just simple tests, and also you could just do, take foods out and reintroduce. That's a simple test that anybody can do. It doesn't cost any money either. You just stop eating it, reintroduce after, 3 or 4 weeks, one food at a time for 3 days, and see what it does. And I think if more people did that and were aware of how their body communicates with them, I think we'd be in a much better place.